cowling plate fits on here on the side, which is G27, which has the exhaust. So 4 pieces right there, I believe, fellas. G17. Is this G here? No, this is another one here. Yeah, here's G right here, it looks like to me. I know it's through G. It is. Okay. They give you an optional exhaust system, fellas. And it makes pretty good options on your exhaust assembly. Places we can't get with your screw cutters, you gotta use that 11 blade like these exhausts right here. Is that propeller boss? Well, I don't want to lose that. Put that right in that little baggie right there. Then you have right here, looks like cowling flaps maybe. Parts G27. Yeah. Okay. I get these quite well, the nippers here. G27 are the inboard nacelles. And G26 are the outboard nacelles. Here's G26, that must go on the outboard nacelles. I'll set these at a side. Check see if there's any cleaning on here. Angle nub right here. If you get real close, fellas, with those nippers, you don't have to worry about doing it right now, trimming this plastic off, because those little screw cutters get them down pretty good. Just don't get too close to the part. Get too close to the part, you'll damage it, and you'll regret that. I guarantee you. Got a little treat I want to show you guys. Once we end this video here, and I got this at the hobby shop, and we'll discuss that when we get to it. Right now we're going to pay attention to this build right here first. Yeah, this is a nice kit, guys. I really enjoyed building this AIRFIX kit. Afraid my brake cut off, it's a little fragile. And we'll get that with number 11 blade. Let's take the back of your number 11 blade trim parts. After this, ready for assembly. Alrighty then. I don't think there's an option on here. I think, yeah, there is. There's your exhaust hits here. There's your exhaust right there. And I believe G26 ain't no option with the exhaust. They're all the same, fellas. You just got one starboard and one port. That looks like that could be the inboard. This slides right in that little recess right there. Look at that, fellas. I don't see any filler there. I see some sanding, but no filler. Right here, I believe that's either intercooler flaps. Should know better than that. Should use tweezers for that. It don't fit flush, fellas. Fit just like that. You can see how like it works. It's an intercooler. Intercooler flap. They're port and starboard. Beautiful. There you go, fellas. We'll zoom in a little bit here. You can see where it's at, the baffle's at. The G27 is the inboard exhaust. So these are inboards here. And that glues in about like that, fellas. Beautiful. Man, this AIRFIX kit's a beautiful kit. I believe it's just equally well as a reveal of Germany's. All right, boys. That's how she goes. Need to get the outboard exhaust stacks done. Need to cut those off. I figured the exhaust option. I kept looking a while ago. It don't look like one to me. It looks like about the same thing. So one fits outboard, one fits inboard. So you don't want to make sure, fellas, you don't mix these up. I hear you mix them up, you're running into some trouble, and you're gonna have trouble. Because you have the exhaust sticking somewhere you ain't supposed to be stuck at, and there you go. Seems easy cleaning. Looks like it's pretty good to me, boys. Okay, guys. These are inboards, outboards. I'm going to go ahead and test fit this board, make sure if I'm correct. Yeah. They go one way, fellas. Only one way it fits. It's called the right way. So be sure to follow the instructions. Instructions are very, very, use illustrations, very, very explanatory. Boy, that's good too. That's a nice fit. These parts out of the way here. Only thing I have it, fellas, keep your work area nice and clean, because you knock stuff over like I do once in a while. You're only human. So you gotta be very careful that you don't knock glues over and paints. And most importantly, fellas, everything, parts. Everybody's got the same problem. When a part hits the floor, or you're grabbing something with a pair of tweezers and it goes bing, flies off to Mars and Jupiter and back to the moon, you might as well count that as lost in action. The rest of your life, you'll never find that part again. When it hits the deck, it's a whole different story. And when it hits the deck, it's a different story. You'll never see it, you'll never find it either. The exhaust system looks pretty good in here, fellas. It really does. There's two options. Either it can be cut off right here without having the pipe hanging out, or you can leave the exhaust pipe onto the baffle, to the baffles of the of your exhaust systems. I'll let them on. Okay, guys. What's left now is go ahead and pay attention on the inboard, outboard engine nacelles, which will come up right now. And these are assembled precisely the same way, with the exception of the undercarriage wells. Yeah, all those Shackletons were gone, fellas. They were gone. When I bought that Revell Germany kit, I believe there was three left. I went back yesterday, they were gone with the wind. Okay, guys, I don't want to go do too much on this. I think next thing I'll do is get these engine nacelles all done. And we'll start to get the wing buttoned up, get two wings on there, glued together. I'm going to wrap it up and show you something special I got. I think a lot of you fellas seen it on Facebook. When it gets warm like this, fellas, here's a tip: take a pair of scissors like that, discard that. So you got a fresh piece to work with. Because all that filling to do with light glue fills in the sanding grades of the emery board, plugs it up. It don't do its job right. Okay, boys, on the inboard engine nacelles, I believe they're treated the same way. All right, we'll make sure anything go inside those nacelles. I don't think there is. Put this page over. I got the instructions hung up on the wall here next to me, fellas. That's why I'm reaching over here. So I'd rather look straight ahead than look down like this and come back over here and look down again. I got it right in front of my face. That way I can see what I'm doing. Okay, yep. The engine nacelles are done the same way as the inboard engine nacelles, with the exception of the undercarriage wells. Okay, guys, male and female location holes there. Okay, good. It's coming along, guys. It's coming along. Now look at this. Reminds me of the frog kit I have. I built. I believe it was for Speedy 197. Mr. Mark Salmons, my good English friend, across the North Atlantic, beautiful England, most beautiful country in the world, I believe. And if I was a young man, I'd pull up my anchor, go into ship's colors, go across the North Atlantic and live there. Find me a nice English woman, and have some good English friends. They can show me the history of the world. I'd be a happy camper. That's wishful thinking, fellas. If I was a young man, that's exactly what I'd be doing. I had to start life over again. And there's so much over there. You see it, my Aunt Edie was over there a dozen or more times. She went back and forth across by boat, no airplane. She don't like flying. She'd been on the Queen Mary about 4 times. Queen Elizabeth I. She went across. And during the after the turn of the century, she sailed on the White Star liner RMS Olympic, the sister ship to the Titanic. And she regaled a lot of stories of that ship. She used to call it "Oh Reliable." And she was aboard it one day back in 1932, right before she got scrapped. Ran the Nantucket Light ship. I think it's LV-17, I think it was. And there was a lot of 7 men were killed instantly on that. The prow of the Olympic had one hell of a got stowed in, like they all do. Beautiful. There's some playing time. It's kind of good here, fellas. You can go ahead and shift parts around. Well, it's still wet. It takes a little while for it to set like the way it's supposed to. Boy, these little exhaust baffles fit real good. Okay, boys, we got outboard nacelle done. Oh yeah, I got the intercooler flaps need to be installed. That'll be next, and we'll call this thing a build for the night. Oh, I'll try to go to the wing assembly. That'll be it. Yeah, fellas, the exhaust, they go on one way. You got one for the left half and one for the right. This aircraft would be very highly acceptable to washers. Yeah. Okay, we got those baffles going on there, those intercooler flaps. I should have cut those out too while I had the screw in my hand. Now I gotta go back and double my pressure and do it over again. There they are. Okay, gentlemen. One more time again. Like get against that part. Push against it. Snip. Push, snip. Push, snip. Push and snip. You don't have to worry about clean parts. Same thing on the remainder of the attachment. Let them fall freely on the cutting mat. You want to hit the floor, especially if you got a rug, fellas. Hits that rug, it'll bounce and end up where it's at, and you'll never find it again. You either step on it or the carpet monster will get it. My wife's got 2 good vacuums, and every time she vacuums the floor, I vacuum the floor. I get the bag out of the vacuum and check around and see if I got any parts that got sucked up I've been hunting for. Generally, the time, fellas, I'm more or less step on the darn things. I'll give you a little small example right now. The pilot seat right here, somehow I had it upside down maneuvering the fuselage. It fell out, hit the floor. I didn't know that. And this morning when I had my breakfast coffee, I looked on the floor and said, is that what I think it is? Sure enough, it was. The seat fell out of the cockpit. If I would before the day's end, I would have stepped on it and busted that thing. That thing would have snapped off and broken and ruined. Then only guys flying the airplane would be the co-pilot. Making sure all these little flash nubs are clean. Duran asked me the ferocious sissy. So Frank, what grade of sandpaper do you usually sand that stuff with? Well, it's a filing board. You get these filing boards at Kroger's. This is the real coarse side, and this is the real fine side. Always use the fine side. It works for me.